After being married for nearly 35 years, I discovered that my husband had a side piece for 2 years. I was devastated and decided to divorce. I've been married almost 35 years. Yes, to the same person. And while it hasn't been perfect, it's been all right. Kids, dog, white fence, I've got those. Our personal lives have suffered somewhat. I went from being a virgin on my wedding night to stepping out of my comfort zones to please him sexually. We went from a household of 3 to where, Saturday, it will be 6 years since we've been intimate at all. For the longest time, I thought he was having an emotional affair with his male friend he had fished with, but who had become ill with cancer because he would drop everything and anything for him, including plans we had. Plus, there were a few texts that, while not sexual, were more than friendship. But for some reason, while I was hurt, I was not threatened. I know he is extremely ill. There is no physical relationship going on. His time is short, and once this was out of his system, he would be back to his normal self and me, his wife. I'm really sorry if my words sound crude. That's not how I want them to sound. But once he passed, my husband would be back to me. So, I was gone this past week, dog sitting and house sitting for my sister, and got home last night to check the mail. There was a blank envelope with everything typed. Inside was a short note and a picture. I know who the female is. It's one of his friends. I'm completely devastated. To me, a woman is harder to compete with. What does she have that I don't? I decided to get healthy and lose weight. I've lost over 130 pounds. I don't hear anything from him. I went to the doctor last week, dressed nicely, and he told me he was embarrassed that his wife was running around town looking like that, with her tits hanging out. I had a slight off-the-shoulder white eyelet top with dark jeans. Since finding this out, I've become obsessed with finding evidence. I stalk her Facebook and their call logs. He calls her an average of 6 to 8 times a day, with calls lasting 5 to 15 minutes. I'll drive by her house. I'll type and delete her name, phone number, address, wanting to confront both of them. Blame her, blame him, wonder what she has that I don't, how I can fix this. Do I want to fix it? Does he? What should I do? Where do I go? How? I've cried for 2 days now. I can't stand to look at him, and I'm afraid to talk to him. Update 1. So, after a few days of crying and feeling miserable, I became obsessed with finding more information. Mind you, this all came to light last Sunday. Before that, I was walking around in an ignorant state of not knowing. So, I started scanning phone logs, daily phone calls to and from her, 6 to 7 plus times a day, 20 to 40 minutes each. I had a typo in my first post. I went through his office, nightstand, etc. I don't know exactly what I was looking for, but I was looking for something. I would drive by her house when he would leave. In other words, I was going crazy. And by Wednesday, I broke. I was tired of him acting like it's a normal day, that there was nothing going on. I could not take it anymore, and I first wanted to talk to her. So, I took off in my car, drove to the dog park, empty, so I drove to her house. I started pounding on her security door and ringing her doorbell. She has a ring. Telling her to open her effing door, and, if you're woman enough to F, a married man, you should be woman enough to talk to his wife. This went on for maybe 10 minutes or so. She didn't answer. I texted my husband that we needed to talk, and that I know. My sister was on the phone with me, trying to calm me down and get me to leave her place before the police were called. In the 3 minutes, yes, he picked someone in our community. It took me to get home. Not only had she called him, she also sent him the video. So, I confronted him somewhat. It was more like he gaslit me the entire time. He said, "Get your ass in the house. I can't believe you did something so effing stupid," etc., and turned it around on me. "You're always sitting on the couch unless your sister invites you out." And he didn't deny he was with her. It's none of your business. When I asked if he would stop seeing her, he said he would not give her up. She is a good friend of his. And the biggest smack in my face. He wants me to apologize to her for embarrassing her in her neighborhood. And I guess she is talking about filing a restraining order against me. So, Thursday and Friday, I finished my pity party. And Saturday, I started doing things I never thought I would have to do on my 35th anniversary. I reached out to divorce attorneys. They were closed, but I filled out the forms for consultations. I also started a resume and applied for jobs. But after not working for 20 plus years, what kind of work am I going to be qualified for? I stayed at my sister's this weekend. I needed the change of scenery. Between his attitude, the not happening anniversary, and the funky feeling, I needed a break. Update 2. So, It's been about a month since I found out about his affair. It still sucks, and I'd like to say I've totally gotten over him. But one doesn't turn off feelings like a light switch, at least I don't. And sometimes I think maybe we can fix this. But then he does something awful again, and I'm back on track with my plans and goals. So, I've set goals for myself and have been working towards them. My first one, get a job. I was a housewife for 99% of my marriage. Not only did I get one, I found two that I can work at the same time. I opened a secret account, not in my name, and am stashing all my extra money in it. He controls all the house money tightly, so I have to get creative. He knows about one job, not the other one though. I've gone back to school to get my degree, geared towards what I'm doing. So far, it's going well. I'm remaining positive and pushing forward, even when he gets negative towards me. You're just going to quit, you will flunk out, etc. I am saving for a small place, hopefully a little ADU or an apartment that will allow my little dogs. Once the apartment is lined up, then I will file for divorce. I need to make sure I have a safe place to go because he will become nasty once served. So far, things are calm here. I don't ask about her, although they still speak daily, and I'm sure they are hanging out in our community. It's like he is trying to rub my nose in it. The thing is, I'm not letting him know or see that it's bothering me at all, which, in turn, is bugging the crap out of him. So, he threatened to take my phone away. Okay, fine. I went and bought a cheap burner phone just in case he does. So now he has switched to being nice. He has bought parts for my car, paid the labor, bought my scrubs and equipment I need for work and school. He asked for a list and bought it. It's times when he's nice I think there might be hope for us. But as long as she is in the picture, nope. Then he turns back into the ass again with empty threats, knocking down my confidence. And I'm back to counting months until I can move. Update 3. I'm still on my phone and just worked an overnight shift, so I'm tired. We are in the month of June, and quite a bit has transpired, some good, some not. I finally broke down and told my kids. Those were extremely difficult calls to make, and I told them everything. I took responsibility for my part and admitted I could have done things better. My kids, all older, said that while not perfect, I did my best with what I had, and that didn't excuse his cheating. My eldest wanted to come out and confront his dad and the other woman. I told him it wasn't worth it. My second son, the thinker, didn't say much but was deep in thought. My third son said, "It's about time. With the way he talked to you and treated you, I hope you're thinking about leaving." I was honestly on the fence. He would flip-flop between wanting to work on us and his actions saying differently. The past 2 weeks have been the worst. Since he has been using my son's car, my son put a tracking device in it. Yes, I have access to it, and no, he does not know about it. He would tell me he was going to one place and go straight to the other woman's house. If I asked where he was, he would lie to my face. I just kept notes until I couldn't anymore. Father's Day, I had worked the night before, got off work at 8 a.m., texted him what he wanted for dinner that night, stopped at the store, bought everything, came home, got it started, and tried to take a nap. Mind you, he did nothing whatsoever on Mother's Day. He woke me up to borrow $40 to go to a sporting goods store. I said fine and reminded him dinner was in an hour to an hour and a half. 2 hours later, he was not back. I checked the tracking. He went straight to her house and hadn't moved. So, I did a drive-by. His car was parked in the garage. She was parked outside. So, I came back home. I was more upset for my son. I texted him, "You need to come home. We need to talk. I know you're not at the sports store." Nothing. After 30 minutes, his car still had not moved. So I called her. Of course, she didn't answer. I left a voicemail. "I know my husband is at your house. You win. I'm done. It's obvious he wants to be with you. I'm tired of the lies, his bull. He doesn't want someone who has loved and fought for him for 35 years. I'm done. Come get his dog and his stuff. You've won." 10 minutes later, he came in with a Walmart bag and said he went to Walmart and a friend made tacos for him. I dished up servings for my son and me, then threw the rest of the meal in the trash. He gave me an attitude because she feels threatened now that I called her. She has to change her number and might lose clients. I didn't threaten her. I told him if he wasn't happy here, he knew where the door was and was welcome to use it. He was quiet all week, but still a jerk, and his only concern was seeing that woman. I had melanoma removed and needed a driver, so he took me. When I got in the car, not one word. Not "How are you? How did it go? Are you okay?" Nope. All he said was, "I'm hungry." And it was the 30th anniversary of losing my sister to melanoma, so I was extra sensitive. Little things were just adding up. He was forgetting things I needed or had asked for. I was at the bottom of his list. On our son's birthday, he couldn't even wait for him to blow out the candles before he went to her house. This last Sunday, he was going through the kitchen cabinet, pulling out some soup, and said he was going to take it to a couple who had been stranded down the road for a couple of weeks in a broken-down RV. So, I gathered a few more items, and he left, but left the bag of stuff on the counter. I checked, and yep, he went right to her house. This was it, my last bit of energy for this marriage. I texted him again. I don't understand why you need to lie. There is no dog park, hiking trail, fishing spot, sporting goods store, broken-down RV, nor Walmart on Bunker Hill. Why not be honest and tell me you're going to her house? It's obvious, regardless of what you're saying, you don't want to work on our marriage. You have and are choosing her over your family. And I sent it. I tried to call him. He didn't answer. So, I texted, didn't think you would answer. Not even 5 minutes later, he came screeching into the driveway, slamming into the house, screaming, "What the F is wrong with you? You fing motherfing. I'm sure if I was in the same room as him, he would have hit me. I told him I'm tired of him lying to me. Just tell me he's going to the whore's house. He's been going there the entire time, and yet still lies about it. Doesn't he think if I'm questioning where he is, I know? He called me a few choice names and ignored me the rest of the night. I'm sure my neighbors loved it. I went yesterday, Monday, to file for divorce and got bad news. Because he is a 1099 employee and hasn't technically worked in almost 2 years, although my bills are paid. I'm not on his bank accounts. I never have been. I've always had to ask for money from him. Because he stopped me from doing his taxes 3 years ago, saying they were too complicated for me. If I were to file for divorce right now and ask for alimony, he could immediately file to lower it, and the judge could agree with him. My lawyer suggested waiting 3 months to file, as he is now working again, started this week, and submitted paper bids. I'm to collect as much evidence as I can in the meantime. The lawyer was impressed with what I had so far. So, I'm planning and playing it cool till September. Relevant comments. Comment 1. I know this hurts now, but you will be better off without someone draining your life. I don't know much about this, but I think you should get a second opinion from another lawyer. 1099 forms still count as proof of income. They might be able to subpoena those and his full tax records, even if he hasn't filed them. Reply. He owns his own business and gets a 1099 from the company he subcontracts through. I haven't seen a tax return in 3 years since we file separately. I try to look when he's not home, but his office is a mess. I'll keep searching because there must be something. OP on why she needs alimony. My children are all grown, and I just started working again 2 months ago after spending most of our marriage as a housewife, taking care of him and our kids. My youngest son is 20 but has special needs and mentally is about 12. Earlier, when I found out about the affair, I would have done anything to get him back. Now, no, I don't want him back. I deserve better. OOP on securing legal documents. All those documents have been moved to a safe place since April. OP explains why she is waiting until September for alimony. I've lasted this long, and honestly, if I left now, I couldn't afford a decent place with my son, even with my job. After everything I've done, including caring for his mom, helping with his business, and running the home, I deserve it. I just want what's fair to get a safe place for my son. According to the lawyer, it could mean the difference between $500 a month and $4,500 a month. These are rough figures, but it's a substantial difference. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.